When I was a child, my grandfather told me something that stayed with me for life. He said, "Don't just save money, make it grow." At the time, I didn't understand what he meant. But over the years, through struggle, through pain, through small victories, that lesson slowly revealed itself. In our village, there was a man people used to call lazy. Every morning, he sat beneath a tall acacia tree, watching the sky, watching the road, watching life pass him by, and he would say, "One day, I'll open a shop. One day, I'll own cows. One day, I'll be rich." But one day never came. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. At first, people laughed at him. Then they stopped laughing. They only looked at him with quiet sadness. At home, his wife carried the weight of everything. She cooked, cleaned, cared for the children, and held the family together. One evening, she spoke gently but firmly. "Dreams are beautiful, but they don't feed a family. You must act. You must work." He nodded, but his eyes were distant. "Someday," he whispered, "but life doesn't wait for someday." Food became scarce. Money disappeared. Hope began to fade like mist in the evening air. Then one night, everything changed. His grandson came to him, barefoot, hungry, weak, and in a quiet voice he asked, "Grandpa, do we have anything to eat?" The cupboard was empty. Not a grain of rice, not a piece of bread, nothing. In that moment, the old man felt something break inside him, and he understood the truth. Dreams without action mean nothing. The next morning, before the sun fully rose, he made a decision. For the first time in his life, he went to work. The sun was harsh. The ground was hard. His hands blistered. His back ached. His body screamed with pain. But he kept going. Every evening, he returned home exhausted, with just a little food, barely enough. It wasn't easy, but it was a beginning. Months passed. Life improved slowly. But still, it wasn't enough. Then one day, he overheard something at the market. "If you save money, you will be safe." That night, he took a small glass jar and placed it under his bed. Every week, he dropped in a few coins. Clink, clink, each coin a small hope. His grandson once asked, "What is this, Grandpa?" He smiled and said, "This is our tomorrow." Weeks passed, then months. The jar slowly filled. But when he finally went to the market, something had changed. Prices had risen. Money had lost value. And suddenly, all those saved coins were not enough. That's when he realized something important. Saving alone is not security. One evening, he sat quietly, watching his neighbors pass by. One carried eggs. Another carried milk. They looked peaceful, stable, secure. And in that moment, an idea was born. He turned to his grandson and said, "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he didn't wait. He acted. They bought a few small, fragile chickens. At first, just one egg, then two. They ate some. They sold some. Slowly, the chickens multiplied, and something incredible happened. The money began to grow, not by saving, but by using it wisely. The house changed. Hope returned. Pride returned. And for the first time, the old man was not just surviving. He was building a future. One morning, he held an egg in his hand and said to his grandson, "This is more powerful than a jar of money. Money can disappear. Money can lose value. But when you use it wisely, it grows." The boy smiled and hugged him. "So, you're not lazy anymore?" The old man laughed softly with tears in his eyes. "No, my child. I've learned that even the smallest step can change everything. And that is the lesson my grandfather gave me. Saving is important, but it is not enough. Growth requires action, courage, patience. Start small."
Because even the smallest seed can grow into something life-changing. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.